Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Monday, December 23rd, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside today will reach a mild high of 71.7 degrees, with a low of 50.1 degrees, making it a pleasant winter day in Southern California. Coming up, we'll examine President Biden's decision-making process regarding death row clemency and who received these crucial pardons. We'll also explain why many Americans should expect unexpected payments from the IRS in 2025. Plus, we'll explore the strategic alliance forming between Japan's major automotive manufacturers and what this collaboration means for the future of the industry. All this and more, coming up on Alex's News. In a major development from Washington today, we're learning about a significant decision from President Biden regarding federal death row inmates. Joining us now with the details is our White House correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan, walk us through this historic move.
Thanks, Grace. According to reporting from the Economic Times, President Biden has just commuted the sentences of 37 federal death row inmates to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. This comes just 28 days before he hands over power to President-elect Trump on January 20th.
That's quite significant. Are all death row inmates included in this decision?
No, Grace. 3 high-profile inmates were notably excluded: Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, the Boston Marathon bomber; Dylan Roof, who carried out the Emanuel Ame church shooting; and Robert Bowers, responsible for the Tree of Life synagogue attack. These exclusions align with Biden's policy of maintaining capital punishment only for cases involving terrorism and hate-motivated mass murder.
Can you put this into historical context for our viewers?
Certainly. Fox News reporting reminds us that during Trump's previous presidency from 2017 to 2021, his administration carried out 13 federal executions, ending a 17-year pause that had been in place since 2003. This was made possible by then Attorney General William Barr's changes to execution protocols, which expanded methods beyond lethal injection to include options like the electric chair and firing squad.
What makes this decision particularly significant?
Well, Grace, there are several key points here. As Darda News explains, these clemency decisions cannot be reversed by future presidents, effectively preventing the incoming Trump administration from resuming these particular executions. It's important to note, however, that this doesn't affect the approximately 2,200 death row prisoners in state courts.
And this is part of a broader initiative, correct?
That's right. This action is part of Biden's larger clemency program, which has included commuting sentences for nearly 1,500 people and pardoning 39 others earlier this month. Of the roughly 12,000 clemency requests received by the Office of the Pardon Attorney, Biden has granted 161 clemency actions as of December 9th.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Ethan. We'll continue to follow this developing story. And now for our second story of the morning. The IRS has just made an important announcement about upcoming payments for certain taxpayers. Here with more details is our financial correspondent, Chloe Martinez. Chloe, what can you tell us about these payments?
Thanks, Grace. According to Yahoo Finance, the IRS has discovered that about 1 million Americans are eligible for special payments of up to $1,400, which will be distributed in early 2025, just about 13 months from now. The total distribution amounts to approximately $2.4 billion.
Who exactly is eligible for these payments, Chloe?
Well, Grace, Local 3 News reports that these payments are specifically targeting people who filed their 2021 tax returns but either didn't claim what's called the recovery rebate credit or incorrectly entered zero when they were actually eligible. There are several key eligibility requirements. You need to be a U.S. citizen or resident alien for 2021, you can't have been claimed as a dependent, and you must have a valid Social Security number or adoption taxpayer identification number.
I understand there are also some income requirements. Can you break those down for us?
Absolutely. According to Action News Now, for single filers, you can receive the full payment if your adjusted gross income was $75,000 or less, with the payment gradually decreasing until it phases out completely at $80,000. For heads of household, the full payment threshold is $112,500, phasing out at $120,000. And for married couples filing jointly, it's $150,000 for the full amount, phasing out at $160,000.
How will eligible taxpayers receive these payments?
The IRS will distribute them automatically by late January 2025, either through direct deposit or paper check, using information from people's 2023 tax returns. The IRS will also send notification letters to eligible recipients.
And what if someone hasn't filed their 2021 tax return yet?
They still have a chance to claim this credit, Grace. They'll need to file their 2021 return by April 15, 2025. That's about 16 months from now.
Thank you for breaking this down for us, Chloe. Very helpful information. Here are some other headlines. In a major shift for college athletics, 2025 will mark the end of amateur status for student athletes. A landmark $2.8 billion lawsuit settlement will allow direct payments from schools to athletes, who can earn up to 22% of their school's annual revenue. This change follows years of evolution in college sports, including the 2021 Supreme Court ruling allowing athletes to profit from their name, image, and likeness. The Vatican is preparing for a massive influx of pilgrims as the 2025 Holy Year approaches. Beginning Christmas Eve 2024, Pope Francis will open the Holy Door at St. Peter's Basilica, with similar ceremonies at Rome's other major basilicas. The year-long celebration, themed Pilgrims of Hope, is expected to draw up to 35 million visitors. The Pope will also make history by opening a special Holy Door at Rome's Rebibbia prison, a dramatic rescue operation unfolded at Colorado's Winter Park Resort, where 174 skiers and snowboarders were safely evacuated from a malfunctioning gondola. The 5-hour rescue operation began around 12:15 p.m. when a structural piece cracked, triggering an automatic safety stop. All passengers were safely lowered to the ground, and each received compensation including lift passes and vouchers. U.S. lawmakers are moving to ban Chinese-made drones, citing national security concerns. The ban, part of the National Defense Authorization Act for 2024, will prohibit federal agencies from using federal funds to purchase drones from China and several other countries, starting December 2025. Critics argue the ban could significantly impact various sectors, including agriculture, where American alternatives are substantially more expensive. Artificial intelligence is intensifying concerns about fake online reviews, with studies showing nearly 14% of reviews in certain sectors are likely AI-generated. Despite efforts by major platforms to combat this issue, the sophisticated nature of AI-generated content makes detection increasingly challenging. The FTC has implemented new rules to combat fake reviews, including fines for businesses and individuals involved in their creation or distribution. And now for our third story of the morning. In what could be the biggest shakeup in the automotive industry this decade, 2 Japanese automotive giants have announced plans to join forces. With us now is our business correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan, tell us about this historic merger.
Thanks, Grace. This morning, Nissan and Honda dropped a bombshell announcement that they're planning to merge their operations, creating what would become the world's third largest automaker, trailing only Toyota and Volkswagen. According to the official announcement, they've signed a memorandum of understanding, and interestingly, Mitsubishi Motors, which is already aligned with Nissan, is also part of these discussions.
What's the timeline looking like for this merger, Ethan?
Well, according to documents filed with the Tokyo Stock Exchange, the companies are aiming to reach a formal merger agreement by June 2025. That's about 160 days from now. The complete merger and listing on the Tokyo Stock Exchange is expected by August 2026, roughly 600 days away. The combined entity is estimated to be worth over $50 billion.
Those are some impressive numbers. How does this affect their production capacity?
Based on 2023 figures, Honda produced 4 million vehicles, while Nissan manufactured 3.4 million, and Mitsubishi contributed another million. However, even combined, they'd still be well behind Toyota, which produced 11.5 million vehicles. What's particularly interesting, Grace, is that this merger comes at a crucial time for both companies.
What's driving this decision, Ethan?
According to industry analysts quoted by the Financial Times, Several factors are at play here. The astronomical costs of transitioning to electric vehicles, mounting pressure from Chinese automakers, and the need for technological advancement are all major factors. In fact, Nissan's recent financial reports show a staggering 94% profit drop in the 6 months ending September 2024, leading to a 20% reduction in manufacturing output and 9,000 planned layoffs.
How has the market responded to this news?
The market's initial reaction has been positive. As reported by Reuters, Nissan's shares jumped 1.6%, while Honda saw a 3.8% increase. Both companies' leadership seems confident about this move. Nissan's CEO Makoto Uchida called it a pivotal moment, while Honda's president Toshihiro Mikobe emphasized its necessity for leading the mobility transformation.
Thank you for breaking this down for us, Ethan. We'll certainly be following this story as it develops. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King, with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.